Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at this IKEA Lunnom LED bulb. I went to IKEA the other day, as I occasionally do, just to check up on their lighting department. You never know what cool bulbs they might have there. Things come and go pretty quickly, at least in their unique bulb department. But I actually stopped by because I was looking for another one of these A19 2200K 15 watt equivalent LED bulbs. They said they had some in stock, of course they didn't, but what they did have was their S-shaped counterpart here. So I ended up picking some of these up because they're actually on clearance. They're clearancing out this style of the bulb, and they're getting a newer version, same light output and everything, very soon it looks like. So anyway, I got these on clearance for $1.50. I got two of them here, hoping to use them in a lamp here in the garage. That's what I was hoping to use this for, but I wasn't sure if this would be too big for that. But what I did notice is they had a newer version of it on the shelf there, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. Take a look at that. If the picture's right, it has a flexible LED filament inside. Isn't that awesome? Obviously, they were trying to do like a squirrel cage thing here, like a older style bulb, but this is even cooler. That is awesome. So, of course, I had to pick one of these up. I think it was like $3 or $4. But let's take a closer look. So, it's 150 lumens, 15 watt equivalent, 1.1 watts. It's a non-dimmable 2200K. You can turn it on for 1500 hours. I thought they had something somewhere. Yeah, see, you can turn it on for 1500 times, and then it just stops working. It's on in less than a second. And there's the new catalog number for the bulb. And this is the old one here. And they are different catalog number. So let's open it up and see what we got going on here. That is cool. Now, one thing I do like about the IKEA S-shaped bulbs here is that they don't have that ridiculous traffic cone on the top. Like, sure, vintage bulbs had a little pip top here because that's how they got the air evacuated out of the bulb. But designers of these new LED Edison-style bulbs decided it was a great idea to put like a little traffic cone on the top because, hey, that looks like it's vintage. But it really doesn't. It just looks ridiculous. Now, IKEA here just omitted that altogether and made it flat. And that's actually more true to the older design than the ridiculous traffic cone that they put on the top of them, as there were plenty of S-shaped bulbs back in the day like this that didn't have the little pip on the top. So much better. And obviously the star of the show here is the zigzag bendable filament inside. I can't really get it to move very much, but it's a bendable filament. You can see the traces on the back of it there that connect to the LEDs. And of course the yellow is the phosphor to convert the LED light into the color temperature desired, in this case 2200K. Around the base of the bulb here, we just have all of our wonderful information we saw on the box. And our PCB in the bottom there. Very cool squirrel cage filament design. In fact, what it really reminds me of are the rough service bulbs. Has a very kind of smooshed down squirrel cage filament. Pretty cool. Okay, let's go ahead and get it into our socket here. Let's turn this thing on. Oh, very nice. And it's not overly bright either. It's supposed to be 15 watt equivalent. And being a flexible filament LED, we do have the LEDs facing in many different directions, which is nice. Let's take a look at our meter here. We're at 119.7 volts, 0.01 amps, 1.1 watts. They got it right on the money. And 0.65 of a power factor. That is better than the older version. I think this one had a 0.5 something or another. Very, very cool. Okay, let's go ahead and turn off our lights here. And let's hold it up at our 2-foot mark on its side. Getting about 27 lux, I think was the biggest number I saw there. If I twirl it around here. Pretty even light distribution. Obviously, you can see there's some dark spots in the light output here, but that's to be expected. with this style of LED filament. So let's go ahead, even though it says it's not dimmable, let's try lowering the voltage here with the Variac and see what we get. Now you can see all the individual LEDs. Isn't that just cool? That is awesome. You can actually dim this down pretty good. Of course, we can dim it down all the way, but let's start bringing it back up to full brightness here. And let's go ahead and get some readings, because you know we got to do that. The Sekonic has turned off again. I let it sit too long. I need to make sure to keep it awake. So let's go ahead and make sure we get probably the brightest side here facing the sensor. And let's get a reading. And we'll save that. Now, this one, I don't know, did it say on the package? It does not say on the package that it has a CRI greater than 80. The older one here does say that. CRI greater than 80. Here, it is ever so slightly. We got 80.3. But it's definitely not the 82 point whatever we got with the older version of the bulb. So just an interesting comparison there. The spectrum of the bulb at full brightness, and the CRI of the bulb at full brightness. Another thing we can definitely try is putting it on an incandescent dimmer here. Now, if this flickers really badly, I'm going to cut that out of the video. Let's see what we get. Well, it doesn't get very bright at all. This is a very similar thing that the other one did. It just stayed dim. Interesting. And then again, of course, compared without the dimmer in series with it, much brighter. Before we go, out of pure curiosity, let's compare it to its older counterpart here. Okay, so you can see that we definitely have a slightly different shape here going on. We kind of have a little bit of a flat spot on the bulb here on the older version. And this is just smooth all the way up. Of course, the different filament design style choices. Let's turn it on. Yeah, I mean, same brightness. I don't notice much difference between the two. I obviously prefer the newer squirrel cage filament design just because it's so unique. And it's not crazy warm either. Sure, it's 2200K, but it's not like that super amber orange that some of the other Edison style bulbs have. This is a very nice, just warmer color in general. You know, if you were to dim an incandescent, I can see this being in that range of a nice warm incandescent. Yeah, not much of a difference there, other than the designs. Very nice. And there we go, the new Lunnom LED bulb. As always, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, be sure to give it a like down below and leave a comment. I do enjoy reading all of your comments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more great videos like this one. Also check out my secondary channel Merkove and subscribe over there for more behind the scenes and alternative content. Of course, check out the other videos here on this screen, and as always, thank you very much for watching.